Hi. Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath, and I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. My DNA is being strummed right now. This is my album I'm listening to. So maybe if you're in another window, open that song. Listen to that. I don't know. Maybe I look like him. Mom found another relation today. On that ancestry thing. First cousin. The DNA's waking up. Everybody's waking up coming into their truth of who they are and what the course of the nature of their being is actually supposed to be. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm impacted. I'm a big old wishy-washy big baby anyway. I got so much Pisces in my chart, and this Pisces full moon, it is messing with me a lot. So I just, okay, whatever. Whatever comes my way, whatever comes across my path. I freaking was listening to Molly McCord and her talk about the placements in Mercury and what they represent. I got Mercury in Pisces. I also got Venus and Jupiter all in Pisces. And in Vedic, my sun sign is Pisces. And this full moon, see, we're just like the Earth. We ain't no different. We are our own Earths. We are our own universe. and because we're 70% water and 30% mass, just like Gaia. Dude, there ain't no such thing as, it's not coincidence and synchronicity. We're given these little tidbits to be like, alright, act right, do right, There's a huge full moon intention set. There's a huge spiritual warfare. I just think Jessie, I'm just going to call her Jessie C, because I don't want to unpronounce her from that. I've been talking about her. She's coming forth with her story with all the Illuminati that she's personally witnessed, and all the nasty kid stuff that's all coming to light, and her story's substantially worse than mine. I think Mom kept us from that storyline, because I remember a lot all the way back from like I was 2-3 years old, and so I think that there are parts of that world that tried to get their handle on me and brother, and and Mom kept us from that. And then you still have those energies. It's all the energies. It's all the corrupt. It's all that control paradigm stuff. It's all that Luciferi energy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't got water and I can't get a job, because I kept living in the light, and I wouldn't sell out. And I would say things like, I'm a person of integrity and I'm not going to do anything that's sub than par. I'm not going to allow it. So I guess when you say things like that, and I didn't know this area was as corrupt as it was before I got here. I didn't know. How are you going to know? I was going off a dream of a 15-year-old girl, and I lived it out. But now I'm ready to go back home. No harm, no foul. Lessons learned, I had every free will, every choice I ever made. I made it for myself, So, I don't know how anybody else are feeling, but all this Pisces energy is just, because it's all about home and comfort, and I gotta move in 30 days. I'm trying to get Mom excited about it, look at it more as excitement than fearful and scared. And I'm like, Mom, we got plenty of money. We just got to find a place to go that someone's going to allow us, because it's going to be a divine thing. Because, there's always, if people want to help you, they will. And if they won't, they're not gonna. And that's the society and the world that we've been living in. But people are so much struggling so much now, you can't hide behind, policies and procedures not to help. Especially now that people are figuring out that this whole the Rona, it's about as real as 9/11. It's another one of those things that they did to perpetuate fear, to rejuvenate or stimulate the economy, and look at all the people that benefited, all the people in the they all benefited. Look at all the cranes downtown in your cities. You guys might be some cities might be tearing down, getting burned down, but hey, look at the ones that are already being there. They used all the stimulus packages for themselves and stuff, and it never comes to us people who need it. Never gets to us. Heck, I don't even have my full rating, and I'm only one of probably about freaking, I don't know how many million veterans don't, because the system is so broken that like you can't get a hold of anybody, and the computers are all their human computer interface is so jacked. It's like a choose your own adventure that never ends. So, and you have a lot of people like that were in maintenance and stuff like that, and it's just like, nah, I don't got time for this shit. You know, I don't got time. You know, what do you do here? What do you do that? You know, this form, what? Click here, what? Yeah, no. So, but all that whole world is falling down. The whole welcome to the new earth, folks. Welcome to the new earth. It's been going on since people started, succumbing to their fear and believing in this. And a lot of us for months and months would be like, don't buy the hype, man. It's a crock, man. It's a crock. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. It's a bunch of crock. Astrology's saying the truth. Mom always said the truth comes out. People, and today, and it's now, I don't believe in any government and anything. Well, I haven't had a whole lot of faith because none of them have really served me real well. Has been my experience the last 4 years. So I just learned to just live without stuff, That's what resourceful people do. We just keep taking stuff away. It's like, okay, well, I'm still gonna be happy. I'm just gonna be happy with less, I'm trying to sell this idea if somebody wants to take this over, because I'm all good about ideas, but I'm not good with follow through. It's the color spectrum, because I'm a spectrometer, my ASPE. I'm one of those Asperger's kids that got tested in this, 80s and just fell through the cracks. You just got put in remedial retard class and all that. I never understood why I was there. I'm like, why am I in here? What did, But I'm like, alright, I don't have to do as much work. That's cool. That's how I've always just kind of floated around in life. And then I got into the Air Force. Anyway, I've been listening to that Jessie lady a lot, because there ain't really a lot of people I can identify with. I mean, I can identify with everybody, but not to the full spectrum that I can with her. And so she's been talking about a lot of things, and I've recently been talking about how I gotta be careful about what I listen to with her, because she might open up knowings that I don't necessarily know if I am ready for. So, but I listened to the one about the tunnel kids today, and the juicy chrome, the chromidome juicy chrome. I gotta somehow get to Keijin and tell her about that to check her out, because it's not just there's so many storylines with kids. It's us native kids that are getting taken from these rural areas every year. Those storylines are told on freaking Longmire. Those storylines. And then she was talking about because again, I like David Z, or whatever his name is. He asks really good questions. I like the questions that he asks. Or maybe it's other people. There's all kinds of, well, the ones that I watched today, it wasn't, because when they talk to her on Thursdays, they sometimes have viewer questions, but this wasn't one of those kind of interviews, I don't believe. Anyway, I like the questions that they ask, because they're questions that I would ask. They're good questions. I like the questions. Anyway, so he was talking about how and she's just like, yeah, talking about Pizzagate's real, and but that's only one facet. It's just like, if you look at a Gantt chart, and you have Pizzagate, and then you have the Foster paradigm, and then you have the whole, plasma blood crap, and then you have the abortion part, late term abortion. You have all these facets that are freaking put in to feed this evil entity that got bigger than God. Is what happened. Is that the love for Lucy Ferry got bigger than more than 51% of the people on this earth loved Lucy Ferry more than they did Jesus Christ or God. And so now people are finding about, retribution, and that you don't gotta live that way, and that, you know, I don't know, they're figuring whatever, they're resolving whatever they're resolving. Maybe they're tired of being good and they're ready to go to the dark side. Who knows? It ain't what people do with their path. It got nothing to do with me. As long as you don't hurt me, stay away from me and my mom and my dogs, and you don't. We live in a society, in a world that's prevalent where people harm people. And I was starting to put like things together about what she talked about, like with the kids in the ships that they found, like 34,000 kids under the tunnels. And I remember hearing stuff about that before, but nobody really talked about it. I couldn't really find. I looked and I could not find. And then she verified that today, and that talks that stuff. And God bless you, Donald Trump, for setting up these task force. One of the first things he did, because oh boy, he was a rich dude. He ran with all these people, but I'm a pretty good empath, and he might have done some, but he and I have too many of the same placements, a lot astrological placements, and I think we all got our light and our dark, and he got his ego ways, but I'm just as big as a dick as he is. If I was running the show, I'd be cantankerous just like him. Dude's 74 years old. He ain't playing. He don't, and his younger brother just died. So he's like, I gotta eradicate this shit because I don't know how much I'm gonna be on this earthly plane. So he's got, because I remember when I was a little kid in the '80s, seeing him on um, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. So he's just always tracked these evil people. And then he said him. I never, but because I was always busy and didn't watch The Apprentice and all that, I just always didn't like him because he treated women gross. He more than 51% doesn't. So that's all I care about. So anyway, and they're still demonizing QAnon and the Q-Berts and the QBs and all that, and it's just like, oh, when she was talking about, and then I noticed today, or she also said that there was like 188 indictments that were just ready to go, and this was back in April, right? And then Maxine, she blah, and all the crap that I'm sure they found at her place and stuff. So, and then I noticed today all the shows that are canceled. I mean, but look at the ones that aren't. Look at the ones that are still going strong. But look at the ones that aren't, and then look at the people that are getting arrested. And look at the people that we're not seeing anymore. And we're actually having these, thank God bless the Jessies for coming forth, because we have these viable witnesses of accounts of what people actually behave like, and like, with the potassium drops and stuff like that, of when they go through the juicy chrome withdrawals, because she's actually seen it. So it's all coming together. See, there's this wave of truth, and it's coming, it just hasn't hit yet. And people aren't ready for it. People are really going to freak out. People are going to lose their shit when they find out who's been the what. And see, people like, I'm not surprised. I saw where, sad to say, the little monster, where Gaga took the turn. I saw it, and it makes me sad. Maybe she'll turn back, but she don't plead her case. Doing the shit she been doing. I just see pictures of like the VMAs and stuff like that. You can't. People tell people who we tell everyone who we are. Every day by the words that we say and the actions that we do and the clothes that we wear and the vehicles that we drive. See, I don't even like Elon Musk rat. That guy always gave me the heebie-jeebies, and he got like a little too much free reign. I just see him as like a cartoon character that got, what? Since when does private citizens get to freaking litter the earth with satellites? And nobody thinks that there's like no questionable behavior. It's all for our own good, right? For that, right? That isn't that why everybody, why they keep taking care of our rights and just telling us to dance like little puppets and be a little bitch here and be a little bitch there because it's all for your own good. Everything that's happening is because of the karma. You know why that shit's happening in Portland the way I see it? Because there's bomb factories, there's rocket factories also all over Oregon, where these little men made millions of dollars, walk around with thousands of dollars in their pocket because they worked at these bomb factories where they just made bombs all day, and then they filled up they filled up warehouses, and then every, you know, whatever, let's go bomb this country over here, empty out the warehouses, boys, let's fill them back up, boys, for years and years. And that is, that is what Oregon is based on, is these, you know, might is right, boom boom, take it if you want it, it's mine, and all, and now that's bad karma. So look at all the ones that you just, gave your kids everything, you didn't teach them how to be self-sufficient much at all. Now they're the ones, they're the you didn't tell them how to keep their hands to themselves. You didn't teach them how to be calm and be at ease within yourself. You didn't teach them to, a lot of parents, mine didn't either. I learned this about, well, mom tried to. Mom did. She always said, if you don't come up with emotional control, then society will control you. So, all right, Mom. And society comes up with some bullshit. Are you seeing it? 6%, 6% in death rate. All this. That's 94% of all those are all secondary cases. So this is some bullshit. It's all a racket. Whole world got duped. Hook, line, boom, sinker. Bushka. Wonder what next catastrophe they're gonna pull out of their hat. I don't think it's gonna be them. I think it's gonna be Mother Earth, Gaia. I think it's gonna be Gaia that's gonna freaking. Because there was like freaking 3 earthquakes today, 6.0. .8 in the Tristan da Cunha region, 5.8 in the Pacific Arctic Ridge. Those were both 3 hours ago. 6.2 at the Cagos Archipelago region. Kilometers. 10. That one was shallow. That one was 10. That's like top. I love geography and stuff. It scares the shit out of me. I watched Daddy did not raise no fool. I wear masks when I have to go into Walmart and the grocery store, but I only go like every 7-9 days. I've stretched it out. And then I gotta wear it when I go into the laundromat, but then just put the stuff in and go hang out and or whatever outside, or go do errands or whatever. So I don't go many places. I live a very minimalistic life. And there ain't nothing out in the world for me anyway. Yeah, I never believed in the media. I never even believed in the meteorologist. I'm like, man, those fuckers sure do get paid a lot for never being right, or for being infrequently right. I mean, I'm right more than they are. So there's this guy, Flowers. Gary, what was his Flowers? He's still a meteorologist in Omaha. And a few years back, homeboy got busted in a freaking he was hooking up with prostitutes and got busted. Flowers. Jim Flowers. Yeah, and he's been honoring Jim Flowers. Dude gets arrested by Omaha is such a weird place. Sorry about that guy that, the sideways guy that's a pervert too. Ron Jeremy got arrested or he's already in jail, but they added another 20 counts of rape over the 16 years of when girls 15 to 55. And that's all that porn is. And people don't realize that a lot of those people in those movies don't want to be there at all. Save the children. My God. It's all coming out, man. All that College World Series shit, I think that's a huge proponent. All the college, because they just like their little tight trophies. They're sick and they're nasty and they're gross, and I had to deal with them for my whole life, and everybody just said I was... Be quiet, Marge. Shut your mouth, Marge. You don't want to get involved, Marge. And I'm like, how the shit is this going on? Then I would just get a job and go work at someplace else. And then I'd see all the nastiness there. And I'm just like, shit, it's everywhere because I'm in IT. So the first thing I do is percent 10%. That shows a memory of where every image you ever seen is all right there. It's the first place I go to clean. Frees a lot of shit up. It'll speed up your system. Just in the search bar, temp%. It's a hidden file. And dude, they're all, and all the big wig, they're all, oh God. And then I tell people and nothing would ever happen. And you know what pissed me off? This is how I know they're so arrogant and stuff. Because it's like, you motherfuckers make millions of dollars. Buy your own computers. And on the FBI, watch thing of signs of people that have all this kid stuff on their stuff, they all have work computers at home. And it's like, how many times did IT techs like me have to go home, and I don't want, I didn't look, so I'm like, I go do what I'm supposed to do and get out, because I don't want to know about these people, I like keeping work separate, in those environments. I ain't trying to make friends with them, I already know who they are. I know it's in their temp folder. So all these, and then I think about all the doctors that have their certain, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're gonna have to deregulate society with all the policies and procedures, because we're gonna need the holistic and doctors and stuff to heal, because a lot of these motherfuckers are going to jail. Yeah, because people ain't gonna have it no more, and the whole world is standing up. It's in their people's astrology, man. It's in their astrology right now. To and all the kids that are speaking out about shit. Look at all the kids that are chiming in. I can't remember who I listened to that made point of this. Otherwise, I'd give them credit. But they're like, maybe it was Dr. Johnson. But the kids, whatever politician that has just stepped down because their kid went online and 15-year-old daughter did a rant, so they quit their jobs to stay home with them and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, ain't nobody should be raising your kid besides you anyway. Nobody should be teaching your children besides you anyway. And look how much power has been taken away from that connection between teacher. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I think let me reiterate that. The state shouldn't regulate what your kids are learning. See how important communication is? But that's how it's gonna be. Is more... I would love to be a teacher, and I have a lot of experience because, my first job, I worked at the Carter South Science Museum at one of those summer programs where rich people just drop their 6-7-year-old off and let pay $250 for us to teach them crafts and do a little summer to camp thing. But kids always listen to me and respond to me because I talk to them like I talk to you. They're people. Because when I was their age, I went through some people's shit, some grown up shit. So I ain't never really been, don't talk to me like a baby, don't talk down to me, So I don't treat children like that either. And they respond to me more than the ones that, the kids know when people are fake. They're the ultimate empath. Because they're that closer to their spirit. It's when they grow up and the adult takes away their intuition by discrediting them or belittling their abilities. God bless you, parents that allow your kids to be what they are. No surgeries. No surgeries. No. I am an energetic androgynous, I'm energetically androgynous is what I often say. I am all woman in this incarnation. All woman. I am not perpetuating that one gender idea at all, ever. So if anyone ever tries to think that I do, that is not the heart space, because I am all woman. See, I believe Mom and I were talking about that today. I believe my last incarnation I was man, and I was a freaking man, all man, and I was a dick to women. I did terrible things to women. That's why early in my karma I cleared that. When I was, that was taken out and removed. And so, so I learned to respect women, but I didn't learn to respect women until I learned to respect myself. That was when that started. And now I painted Mom's nails pink today. Hi, Bridgine. They're really, I painted them. She's so cute. Racing Rose. That was her. And then I send the pictures to my nieces. She's so cute. She's just such a cute little lady. I used to hate her. I used to... And all she ever did was protect me. So now I gotta protect her. Woo! She's so cute. So anyway, we did her little nails pink. That pink color. I get outside the lines sometimes, and I go back and clean them up later. But she has nice hands. She doesn't have, like, spots and all that like a lot of... I take good care of the old lady. I said, Mom, you'll be 80. I'm going to have you rolling around a little rubber ball. So, oh, new species? I didn't look this one. New species alert, possibly. It's like a mosquito, but it has a red body and black wings. I know the astrology is talking about, but look at that freaking stinger, man. I'm like, get that, see... No, they love my juice. No, I get allergic. I'm allergic just those. That is like, I saw that today. I'm like, what the frick are you, man? You're new to the block. I ain't never seen one of you before. So, if you have a lot of water energy, Pisces right now, and you know what else I learned today that I didn't know? Oh, well, I should have known. I mean, I've seen the chart a gazillion times, but it makes sense that I feel extra ungrounded because I don't have a lot of earth in my chart, earth placements. And my brother has a lot of he's very prominent in Virgo, and he is like the opposite of me. Because I'm the masculine and he is like the feminine energy. It's so weird how this karmic stuff works, man. If people sit down, I could sit down with people and be like, all right, I could help people map this stuff out. Easy peasy. And then I could teach them how to map it out too. Yeah, I could do that. Easy. How to map storylines just by like, all right, tell me about everything you know about your family lineage. Let's do this. And then I can point it all out. Because I got the whole story. Because all these stories are stories that have played out in Greek mythology. And then in Greek mythology, all of the gods, Greek gods, represent planetary energies within us, and we all have it. And then like whatever's prominent in our own birth chart, we're like little planetary puppets on energetic strings. And these storylines are being played out, you know, with our families. It's a trip. It's freaking trippy once you start putting it all together and stuff, man. And people are, because everybody's grounded from this bullshit 6% flu rate that we've been dealing with for 8 months now. You know, people's lively. You know, there's so many rats in the corner. There's animals in the corner, just like, because people are getting evicted. People got to move. There's, you know, there's huge shifts, and people are scared. I'm like thinking. Today I caught myself thinking, and I know better. Thinking, okay, worst case scenario, we camp. And it's a freaking shame that we can't, because I got enough money in the bank for like twice a regular normal deposit. If people are worried about it, I will sign a contract that if you find anything that my dogs have done, you know, when we leave, I will replace the carpet. I mean, not that everything is replaceable. My family isn't. My sanity ain't. So I got to keep my family together, you know. And if it's just a matter of, because, oh, you know, they're so well be trained. They bark at me when at the door, let me out. But they wouldn't be like that, because where I moved to, they would have access. See, here I don't got access. It's just not a good design for my setup. But I'm trying to get there, and then I can go to work, and then, but God, I just gotta get there. You know, and that's what Molly McCord said. A lot of this water energy, it's like, you know, you're floating in the ocean and you don't got a direction. That's what I feel like. I was just like, but today I went to the dump this morning. Got a lot of stuff done today. You know, I did. So every day I just got to do stuff to do those foot prayers to keep moving forward, to get me, you know, to where, you know, I mapped out like a marker line in the back, because I looked online to get the trailer size, the biggest trailer size U-Haul, so I could start visualizing how to pack to fit because I'm downsizing. I mean, I'm already planning like I logistically do, because I'm trained to do it. But anyway, everybody's going through stuff right now. Everybody's going through stuff right now. Yeah, you got him. Hey, Lisa, you know one of the best gifts I have given to myself, because I made peace with my mom, because God willing, I don't know if I'm going to live to be as old as her. Because I'm 46, she's 69, she'll be 70, November 28th, Sagittarius. She's got a lot of Sagittarius, she ain't no joke. And, Carl, where we go, when we go all, we're all connected. And so, if I already see my face in her face. Like one of these videos that I got of her today, she was laughing at me and smiling at me, and I was laughing at her and smiling at her, because we were seeing the recognition in each other. Like, I have your nose, and I'm like, I have your dimples, you know. And so, God willing, if I get to be her age and I look in the mirror, I'll remember her, and I'll be like visiting with her. And she'll always be with me until I take my last breath, because one day she won't be here. That's why I'm trying so hard to hang on to her. My brother doesn't understand it. God damn him. Yeah, I curse. There's 500 gods. It ain't my responsibility to recognize and understand who what I say is gonna offend whatever particular god they happen to believe in. If you catch my drift, you know. I'm cool. I get this energy like a lot of people do. I got post-traumatics. I got current traumatic stress too. I got stress. Everybody has stress. I ain't no different than nobody else on this planet. We all got stress, you know. Some people just toxify themselves to alleviate that, and then they do devious stuff. Alcohol has been a tool of deviation for years. How many people are in relationships with people that they hate, but they're stuck with them? Somehow alcohol is a deceptor involved. I've seen, God, if I can die sober, and I said if I can die sober, right when Metallica said in the song said if I die before my weds, anyway, synchronicity. Then I can heal that karmic family line, because my grandfather battled with alcohol, and he hurt his kids, my father and his siblings, because of it. My mother, I mean, alcohol is just it. You don't see drunks at the end of their life and at their funeral. You know, they're just like wonderful human beings and everyone loves them, unless they got a bunch of shit on them. You know, but that don't ordinarily happen. And so, if I can die sober, abstaining from alcohol, from allowing alcohol to take my spirit and do those things that egoic people do, void of spirit, then, because when my grandpa died, he had like 25 years sober. He went to like the first recovery meetings in Shasta County back, you know. There are pictures of him. I wish I would have got that history, you know, because I was in that same club for 13 years, and that club ain't even the same, but I got the heart space of all the stuff that I learned and all the, you know, speakers and conventions I went to and related in recovery. And sometimes you get to just walk with giants. And Clancy I, at 61 years sober, just passed on to the big meeting in the sky. He started the Midnight Mission down in Los Angeles, and he's, you know, some of these people have helped, you know, I just learned how to help people from people that help people, and I just been a people helper my whole entire life, and that's all I want to do, and I don't need to make $1 million to do it. And I always question those that need to make a lot of money to do it, to pay people. Like I saw like this construction, this dude, huge truck. It was probably a $42,000 vehicle with his construction logo, you know, sign on it. On the side, go, 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 go. And I'm just like, because you put your work name on it, it's a tax write-off. You know, and all that stuff. It's just all nonsense. You know, people are struggling to, you know, and we're getting all carted to death, and people are losing their jobs. So now the level of tension is going to raise, and all hell it's already breaking loose. It's going to break loose more. So earlier I was thinking about how what's going on in Portland and stuff is kind of karmic retribution. You know, so now it looks like a war zone, kind of like all those war zones that those you know, all the companies that made those bombs that, you know, there's one down in Auburn. They're all over. And so, you know, they got to go to all their duck games and do all their, you know, just do all their stuff, and then, you know, while all these innocent people died in all these far off countries, and they never, you know, and they played their video games, and they never got to have to deal with anything like that. Now they brought it to their own doorstep because it's karmic. It's in them. It's in them. Dissidence is in people, and unless they figure out what the heck for, what's causing the trouble in them, because it might not even stuff that happened like in your. It's most of the time it's stuff that happened in your childhood. It'll give you an inkling. But then it might be stuff that happened in previous incarnations, and you're taking that karma into this life, and you're still acting that same way. And now there's going to be hell to pay. And people are going to get it, and they're already getting it, and I don't even feel bad for them. I'm sorry. That's tough. Ugh. I'm sorry. That's a hard place to be, too. I don't know where you're at, but yeah, that sucks. I would hate to live with a wet drunk right now, especially in sobriety. Oh, my dad, I don't know what he's up to. He don't talk to me no more. I don't know. We made peace with him. I guess we don't have, he had a head injury a long time ago too, so It's another one of those that it's like, it's not his fault, you know, because I mean, literally, his head was I remember seeing the X-ray, and it was like cracked like an egg, like that was dropped. That was like 4 different spots where it was crushed because he had these covert pipes that were a ton and a quarter. They're 2,500 pounds on this truck, and 100 miles outside of Phoenix, and they line snapped and they rolled over the top of him. Just people are not as freaking sturdy and as like indestructible as they think they are, or they aren't. Yeah, yeah. Life is fragile, and people are really figuring it out. I hope they figure it out quick, though, because we don't have to have. It doesn't have to be the way that all these. I mean, if people start soon chilling out, I'm sad about some of the shows that ended. But then I'm just like, I start putting it all together. I'm like, these shows are ending, and then I see all the network, like all the CEOs that are stepping down, and they're all talking about all these indictments and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so big. And all these organizations that fund all these award shows, and could that be true? See, I'm not one of those that is like, okay, this is reality, this is how life is, and there's no other exception. No, 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 no. I am not one of those. I am one of those that believe in a multi-universe. So for every idea that everyone has ever had, there's a universe for that, designated for that one thought. For every show, for every movie, for every book, for every song, there is a reality designated, tied strictly to that storyline. And they're all threads. All these storyline are threads. And then each and every one of us are threaded with these threads with these storylines in them. What? And people are figuring out that they want to change their story. They don't like their story. They want to change their story. And now the stories are changing, and it's beautiful. But I'm like nobody, everybody, a lot of other people that when I get scared, and I met a nice guy today. I wish I would have got his name. I was able to forward some of give him donations because I get donations to the channel, and then when I meet people that are in distress, I'm able to pay it forward. This dude's been all over. I'm like, what are you about? What's your religion? He's like German DJ man. I was like, music, all right, yeah. Gave him a big hug. Got him some water. Hooked him up with some water and a box of. Got him some granola bars. So anyway, he's from New Zealand. New Zealand, yeah, I like hearing about, you know, and I'm like, dude, we're all refugees, man. We're all refugees of this earth because somebody decided that it was theirs and it belonged to them, and that some of us were lower class because of the shade of our skin. See, we're all just shades of the color wheel. On one color wheel, we're all just a shade in the color spectrum. It's what you do with your vibe. That's what matters. And people are coming into, you know, their truth and what they believe in and what they're about and their abilities. You know, I'm a mechanic. I'm a trained mechanic in the United States Air Force. I won awards. Hung out with some cool people. Went to some cool places. Found out I was a part of some nasty things. And now I'm trying to speak out against that stuff now. And I'm trying to keep people from putting their own children in harm's way. This guy called me Mama Marge. I'm like, sometimes I'm standing turtle. Standing turtles don't run. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. And going and spend some time with Ma. I got this light for her that reflects the stars. My niece, my oldest, she had one when she was a little girl, I guess, because I sent her a picture. I'm like, oh, I got this for grandma, you know. She's like, I had one on a little girl, so maybe when, you know, we get closer, she'll get to come up and stay the night, and they can share that together, you know. So that's what life is about, is being with your family and community, you know. But the whole world's going to open up because now that the data is out. It's not in mainstream media yet. It's not. It's another 5.6 in Russia. You know, but it'll trickle out because people like me talk about what's going on, and people like Kijin and Planet of the Pocket of the Truth, Planet of the Truth. Oh, I forgot. I didn't finish that Jim Flowers, the meteorologist story from. I'll end up on that. It's kind of funny. He got arrested for prostitution, and then he got fired from his newscast job. There's like 4 news stations. There's a few news stations in between Lincoln and Omaha. There's a few, you know. So he got he got fired from one, and then you know, not and then a year later got picked up. I don't think it was the same one. Maybe it was a different one, but still, I mean, dude. You know, it's like all the criminals, it's like the whole system has been created to protect the criminal. Now people are figuring out, oh, the gig is that, oh, you're one, oh, you know, and people are figuring out and put it together, the puzzle pieces, because people's psychology and is just basically a big old puzzle piece. And if you know their astrology, that helps a lot too. And if you know a little bit of background, that adds, you know, that just adds the profile as to who they are, and then when you have those ingredients, then you can basically potentially see how people are going to act and how they're going to behave. You know, are you going to want to be hanging out and choose your same freak tribe with those people that vibe like you or against you? Because I'm tired of being people against that are just not willing to help me. I'm so tired of people saying, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm trying to get service dog thing for my dogs. I reached out to my veterinarian, my VA, physician assistant, my primary care, veterinarian, and the rescue in which they came from. And it's like I can't get an answer. I'm not saying they didn't respond to me. 2 people from the rescue, one was like, I don't, you know, I'll get, you know, but it's just like, it's like, why do I have to prove that I need my dogs to not have a freaking breakdown? Why do I gotta go through hoops to prove this? Haven't I been through enough? I mean, how much shit do I gotta go through in my life to prove to people that people can only be strong for so long? God damn it! That everybody everybody has a breaking point, and I don't know what mine is. But there's always a yet. So, what I have to do when I start feeling like that is remember that I am only living in this day. And that I only have to get through this day. And then go to sleep tonight. And if I'm lucky, I'll wake up tomorrow and get to say I only have to get through this day. It's that whole one day at a time principle that has helped me maintain a level of serenity, that it has made it easier to be grounded on this crazy, nutty earth plane. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening.